Hey guys, I'm actually doing a video reply to uh, Rep Sadam's Seven's video welfare reform ideas. And I don't know why I decided to do this. I've got a lot to say on what he said. So, Adam, hi. Um, one of the things that you had said was making sure that people had better spending habits with their welfare money. And I agree, we need to make sure that people are actually spending their money on things like food, clothing, um, um, like for women healthcare things, stuff like that, um, lighter medications like over the counter, like Motrin, um, acetaminophen, stuff like that. It's and you're right. That's important. But what some people actually do, and not all, okay, not all, I promise, but my boss actually once had a guy go up to her and tell her that if she gave him $200, he would give her $300 worth of food stamps. And when she asked him what he wanted the money for, he said that he wanted to go and buy, alcohol. So that's silly. If they could find a way to make sure that the people who were buying it were really the people using it, your picture would have to be on the welfare card. It can't just be cash. Cash is a really bad idea, especially with people who have dealt with addictions or other things in their past life, or in their past, But I agree. You had talked about drug testing too. That's something that a lot of people actually want, and that's something that I agree with. I am all for people on welfare getting drug tested. Simply because I had to get drug tested when I got my job. And obviously you're going to get drug tested quite a bit more, because let's say every 3 months, every 4 months, unless of course you've been to, say, a hospital within last month and therefore they've got you on steroids and just all kinds of crazy drugness, which I understand. When I go to the doctor, they always give me like 50 pounds of amoxicillin and shit. Yeah. But anyway, another thing that you talked about is people working while they're on welfare. And again, I agree. It doesn't have to be anything hard. Like if you are severely disabled in some way, shape, or form and you're on welfare, then you can actually do like volunteer. In my mind, you can do volunteering things, you could volunteer at a hospital, answer phones. You could volunteer at the Humane Society like I did when I was a teenager. And I'll get to that in a minute. You could volunteer at the libraries, at really a lot of things, and if you're more physically able, then you can, work outside and, clean things up. I'm sorry. Here, I don't know about other places, but we actually have a scholarship program called Bright Futures. And basically what it is it's for high school kids. I wasn't part of it. I just volunteered because I wanted to. But what it is the high school kids take this course called Bright Futures, and it takes this program called Bright Futures, and they have to volunteer for like 200 hours or something. They have to, oh God, come on. They have to not get into any trouble at all. They have to get like a 3.0 and up. And in some cases, like in one of my friends, she got college credit because she was actually taking college courses while she was in high school. It got to the point where she actually only was taking college courses. There was no high school in her whole schedule. You talked about better schools. If you could show that you're going to school while you're on welfare, like to a community college or to get your GED or something, and one of the things that you're using welfare for was to take care of not student loans, but to take care of yourself while you're being a student, then I get that. Not all of us have rich parents to pay our way to college through, so I get that. And then I would kind of be iffy on making people volunteer things and such. By the way, I see a progressive thinker. Is he in the program that we're going to do? Anyway, he talked about the welfare work, and I get his views too. He's not wrong. I mean, people like to use and abuse the system, but maybe if we made options better, I don't know. I can't pretend to know anything in that way. Another thing that you talked about, though, and I was a little iffy on this one. You were talking about counting children. And I kind of went away from you there, I'll admit. You're talking about how babies don't need $200 a week, or something or another. And see, okay, there's also another program called the WIC, which my family applied for. You can have it from 9 months before the child is born, so the mom can, take care of herself. No, wait a minute, I'm sorry. You can have it from like a month before the child is born. It's not quite 9 months, to when the kid is 5 years old. And that actually helps pay for WIC and for your eating, that pays for formula for your own eating habits. Like it'll help you buy peanut butter. That was one of the things. Cereal. And that's also to keep mom healthy. Which is good. I mean, it makes sense. But you're not taking things like diapers or medical or, and I'll admit, children are actually free in this country. If you look at any hospital that you can go to, you normally, at least in Florida, a child can go there, and if the parent can't pay for it, then the state will find a way to pay for it. Normally. Now, it was for me when I was a kid, but I think we were on some kind of Medicare program or something. I don't know. I just remembered that every time I got sick, I was taken care of. But I don't know if that's still the same now. So you kind of have to think about that, and you also have to think about, what kind how do I put this? Let me put it this way. My brothers and sisters, I'm the oldest of a lot of kids. So when the youngest two were born, they were twins. They actually had this thing with their stomach. They couldn't digest properly, which means they could drink my mother's breast milk, but it was painful for them because they were slightly underdeveloped because they're twins. They had less room, which means mom popped sooner than they were really ready to. And medical things are actually quite common with twins. Not big and heavy, but but you gotta take that in consideration too. And to say one size fits all, you're right, does not work. So something definitely needs to get done. Will it get done? I don't know. Alex Bailey, signing out. Peace.